So king and pawn versus king. Learning how to win this position is incredibly influential to your chess understanding, because if you learn how to win with an extra pawn, you gain to appreciate the advantage of what it is to have an extra pawn in chess. Okay, so before we proceed, it's really important to understand certain concepts to learn how to win this position, and I'll go ahead and show another example that will simulate some positions that you need to understand. The first thing I could start off by mentioning is that the pawn alone cannot win the game. So for instance, if the pawn were to move 2 squares forward and the king were to stall, the pawn could simply keep on moving forward. And even though we're following our objective, we come to realize that when the pawn reaches too far, the opponent king could simply capture the pawn. So that means that we need teamwork. So why is this teamwork necessary, and what else is important to understand about winning this position? So let's go ahead and move to another example, and I'll show you some positions that could help you easily grasp the concepts to win this game. This is a perfect illustration to show the 2 key concepts that we must remember to win this game. The first one is that of opposition. We see opposition when both kings are basically opposing each other. When both kings oppose each other, there is a wall or an imaginary wall built right in front of them. You see, one of the kings is going to have to give way, and eventually the other king will be able to have more space over the chessboard. And to win king and pawn versus king, this is important to understand because we need the king to pave the way for the pawn. So now that we know about opposition, let's see how that helps us win here. With black to move, black plays king to c8. Notice that the kings are opposing each other. White had just moving his king to b6, and he gained the opposition. He controls these 3 squares, the kings are out of face-off, and now one of the kings must give way. Black plays king to c8, and now white improves his king by moving his king further up 1 rank to the 7th rank, and at the same time paving the way for the pawn. Notice how any movement that black does will not stop white from reaching the goal of queening the pawn. So let's see how by using these concepts we could win this position.